Kia ora, lovely to meet you, Danu. I'm Fleur Murray, Deputy Chief Executive Corporate Services for the Ministry for Ethnic Communities. Do you mind introducing yourself?
So I'm Danu, I'm the CTO and founder of a company called Rush. We do digital product design as a professional service, so companies come to us with a strategic problem and there might be a digital solution for that. We help them design that, validate it, and launch sort of the business. Most people probably wouldn't know our name, but they almost certainly used our products. For example, we ran the NZ COVID Tracer app during the pandemic. Most of Zed's and Caltech's infrastructure, all of those digital apps for pay-by-plate, that's all us. We do a lot of wonderful work with companies like Google, Mainfreight, a lot of household names. So we are a small team, about 100 people based in Parnell, and sort of have this philosophy of nudging giants, which kind of will come through in a lot of what we're going to talk to today.
I love that. So you've obviously grown a really successful business over time. How have partnerships with public and private organisations helped your business?
Great question. I think what we've found in New Zealand is that the business environment's actually relatively easy to do business when I compare it to other parts of the world. You know, we don't need as many lawyers and accountants to kind of get stuff done, and that's great. You know, getting something going in New Zealand is super easy. The specific ways that government programs and initiatives have helped Rush, we actually developed an AI product called Our Vision, which is a CCTV analysis system, and it allows large companies in logistics and manufacturing and construction to monitor CCTV footage for health and safety events to enable their workforce to be better and safer. And we specifically leveraged the Callaghan grants to develop that IP ourselves. It's not something that we would have been able to do if those grants weren't there, because we funded that out of our own cash flow and assets. And I think we've also benefited hugely from the pipeline from university to work. Callaghan Innovation, again, through the student internship grants, things like that, allow us to facilitate, you know, creating the next wave of technology professionals, and numerous other ways.
So therefore, it's quite important, I would imagine, to have a diverse workforce. Tell me about your workforce and how that goes for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we, just like any other business in a small market, if you only hire from within that market, it can be quite challenging, right? Because New Zealand, as much as I love it, we don't have a monopoly on the greatest people, right? They come from anywhere and everywhere, as we all know. And you know, I think the way that we approach hiring is around capability, and we do a lot of thorough testing to make sure that we're getting the best people in our organization and facilitating a culture that's inclusive, is a kind of a work hard, play hard environment. But I think it's developed, if you were to ask me to do that again, I think the main contributing factor would be just the breadth of thinking and experience that's in the building. Instead of having the same sort of life experience that all our people have, it's quite diverse, it's quite ranged, it's from all parts of the world, and it's at different life stages as well.
Sounds amazing. I want to work there too.
We just won the Stuff Best Workplace Award about a week ago for a medium-sized business. So we have awards to back up what I'm saying.
Congratulations, that's an amazing achievement. So why then, Danu, was it important for you to be involved in Ethnic Xchange, and what lasting impact do you hope the symposium will have? Building
New Zealand's welcoming nature to immigrants is actually super important for our economic health. I think when I look at the world and how it's changing rapidly, there are a couple of things that I would do and would like to see for New Zealand. I'd like to see a bigger local domestic economy. It creates a battleground for business to not have to deal with the complexity of exporting straight away. And the only way we can really do that in a relatively fast way is through immigration settings, right? I think attracting the best people to drive the best outcomes, again, another thing that would revolve around looking around the world and seeing who's doing what in areas that we need to be the best at, and being able to entice those people into New Zealand to start creating all of the network effects, investment, and commentary that you actually need to be able to drive this change, right? So a conference like Ethnic Xchange is super important for bringing like-minded people together to develop a plan and understand the common problems that we may share and the unique ones, so that we're not doing it naively, and also to involve all of the stakeholders that will need to be involved, like government ministers and businesses that aren't necessarily thinking about this problem.
Fantastic. So lastly, what are your words of wisdom to someone else who's starting up their new business, given your own experience?
Sure. Put your ego to one side. Being wrong is really, really important. I think that's probably one of the biggest lessons in business, and it just gets repeated all the time. And dream big. I think that's probably the most important thing, especially in times like this with, the development of AI and the rapid change we're seeing with technology as well as geopolitics. With all this crisis comes a huge amount of opportunity, and there's never been a playbook for any of this stuff before, right? So if anyone's telling you there's a particular way to do something, I would find that hard to believe, to be honest. And so some fresh thinking, some bold thinking, and taking some calculated risks is definitely the best way to make the most of it.
Thank you. And on behalf of the ministry, I'd like to really thank you for coming to the Business Symposium. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Cheers.